I have been thinking about this all day, thought about it last night. Elon Musk gave up a lot to endorse Donald Trump, to work for Donald Trump. In literal terms, he gave up billions of dollars, but he also gave up any chance he had left to ever get back in with what we used to call the in crowd, the political establishment in this country. But that part of the story began when Elon bought Twitter, 2 years before Butler, Pennsylvania, 2 years before he ever endorsed Donald Trump. The point we're making is don't feel bad for Elon Musk. The richest man in human history is going to be just fine. Elon gave up a lot, and the country owes him something for what he did over the last 4 months, for what he exposed. No one knew what USAID was doing before Elon, and Doge will live on. Does Donald Trump lose the election in November without Elon Musk endorsing him, without the financial backing? There's no way of knowing, but it would have been closer. I can guarantee you that. It would have been closer. Kamala could have won. There's no question about it. And anyone who disagrees with that is just not being honest with themselves. Elon Musk made a difference in the 2024 election in the House and the Senate as well. But on the other side, Donald Trump is and always has been transactional. He's 79 years old. He's president of the United States again. Real power. And he achieved his one remaining goal. After everything they put him through, Donald Trump is back in the White House. So now, what does he care? Seriously. He got what he needed out of Elon. Welcome to politics. Welcome to politics, where it's not show friends, it's show business. And Donald Trump has always been show business. We covered every second of every day of the 2024 campaign, and we have covered every second of Donald Trump's presidency, and never once could we find an instance where Donald Trump publicly promised Elon Musk anything. In fact, it looks like it's been the opposite.
I don't care. I don't need Elon for anything other than I happen to like him. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it.
Look, Elon Musk is a big boy. And if this really is all about the EV mandate, that's just too bad. Worse than that, what the world just witnessed on Twitter was a temper tantrum from a 53-year-old who's used to getting his way like all the time, every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Not only that, but Elon Musk also told the world this in 2021 on Saturday Night Live, and it's getting no attention.
I'm actually making history tonight as the first person with Asperger's to host SNL. Or at least the first to admit it. So I won't make a lot of eye contact with the cast tonight. But all right, I'm pretty good at running human in emulation mode.
We've got Dr. Drew Pinsky joining us in just a couple of minutes to talk about how that might have played a role in what we've witnessed from Elon over the past couple days. All the tweets, odd stuff. But we want to cover this story honestly, and we want to make sure that we are covering all of the story, and that is part of the story. It might be an uncomfortable part of the story, but that is part of this story. The tweet from Elon Musk at 3:21 p.m. yesterday afternoon, also part of the story. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Elon lost a lot of friends with that post. In fact, he probably made some enemies. Because at the beginning and end of the day, Elon is just nowhere near as popular and as beloved as Donald Trump by millions of Americans. That's just a fact. And $500 billion just doesn't change that for Elon Musk. As for the post itself, look, it could be true. That would certainly explain why Pam Bondi and the FBI have been so skittish around answering the question and releasing the information. But if it was true, why didn't Merrick Garland or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris leak it out at any time over the last 4 years? Even if the names of prominent Democrats were in there too, who cares? This could be bigger than the laptop. And they didn't tell us anything about it. But for years, they did tell us that Donald Trump was Hitler.
One side stands for freedom, while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany.
The term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler and by Mussolini.
Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939.
So I don't understand it at this point. If Donald Trump is, in fact, in the Epstein files, Elon, wouldn't it be worth bringing down some has-been Democrat or some donor if it meant keeping another Hitler from taking office? We think so. It never happened. And here we are now. But it never leaked out. And it never leaked out because Elon Musk has no idea what he's talking about. Elon Musk had a temper tantrum yesterday, and he went from being, in many ways, the conscience of MAGA to losing a whole lot of MAGA. We also think it's worth pointing out that this is the first crisis of Trump 2.0, and it's not really a crisis. It's a falling out between a boss and a former employee. Compare that to what we just went through with Joe Biden for 4 years. Donald Trump arguing with Elon versus the media, Jake Tapper, and every prominent Democrat in Washington covering up a president with dementia and cancer. But on the other side of that, it's really sad that it actually reached this point. Joe Biden's been out of office for almost 5 months, and no one, not a single prominent member of his staff or his family, has come out and really thrown Joe Biden under the bus. Nothing really, nothing at all. But just a couple days after being one of the most important pieces of this new administration, Elon Musk does this and then tries to hurt Donald Trump with the Jeffrey Epstein news. That's too bad. But we also think that part of this story might get back to what we mentioned earlier, that no one seems to want to talk about. So does this mean it's over for Trump and Musk? No, I don't think so. Donald Trump is the most practical politician in American history, meaning this too will probably pass.